Huang Zun Tian could only stand still, sighing to himself. Indeed, it was a trap. In an instant, Shan Kuei's body was blasted apart, flesh flying everywhere. His soul was knocked out by Han Ju's strike, and in terror he cried out, "Leader! At last I understand why you're always so cautious." Seeing Shan Kuei's soul form, Huang Zun Tian panicked and shouted, "Shan Kuei!" Han Ju said nothing, simply unleashing the sevenfold phantom step to draw in Shan Kuei's soul. At once, the soul-absorbing force pulled Shan Kuei's spirit straight into Han Ju's grasp. Huang Zun Tian, distressed for his subordinate, reached out and called, "Shan Kuei." Inwardly, he thought, a 7th-level soul transformation elder was slain so easily. I, at 9th-level soul transformation, still cannot see through his cultivation. The shadow of Han Ju seemed to grow taller and darker in Huang Zun Tian's eyes. He's not just soul transformation. More than likely, he's broken through to void amalgamation. Blood-red veins swelled in Huang Zun Tian's eyes as he shouted, "You just wait!" But instead of attacking, Huang Zun Tian bolted, faster than a galloping horse. Even as he fled, he left behind a threat, "Green-clad sacred cult and you, we are sworn to a fight to the death." He ran with all his might, trusting his instincts. Yu Qing's sect actually had such a terrifying man, Shan Kuei. When I complete my cultivation one day, I will avenge you. But legs could not outrun clouds. Han Ju's somersault cloud caught up in less than 2 seconds. Feeling wrong, Huang Zun Tian yelled, "You're breaking the rules!" A thunderous explosion erupted on the mountain, shaking heaven and earth. Han Ju pinned Huang Zun Tian against a tree. Terrified, he pleaded, "Don't kill me. I can order green-clad sacred cult to stop the war." But Han Ju gave no chance. When you pull weeds, you pull the roots too. Understand? Huang Zun Tian, haggard, said, "I am the leader. I must take responsibility for my sect. If not for me holding back, Yu Qing's sect disciples would have died countless times." Han Ju paused. This was true. Zhu Fan and Yang Tiandong were still alive, and Huang Zun Tian did seem to avoid killing when possible. The green-clad sacred cult's sluggish attacks might indeed be thanks to him. Sensing Han Ju's hesitation, Huang Zun Tian pressed on, "As long as you spare me, I will order green-clad sacred cult never to attack Yu Qing's sect again." Han Ju narrowed his eyes. "Are you telling the truth?" Joy surged in Huang Zun Tian's heart. There was hope to negotiate. But that hope was instantly shattered. The Heaven's Wrath Ghost God sword split him in two. "I don't believe you," Han Ju said coldly. "If you couldn't stop the war before, why would returning make you able to now?" Then Han Ju noticed something. He frowned and examined the corpse. "This isn't your real body. You can resurrect? No, a substitution illusion? Wait, these runes. A life substitute talisman? Those aren't cheap. You're wealthy, huh?" Writhing in agony from that sword strike, Huang Zun Tian thought, what sorcery. What crushing pressure. A system prompt told Han Ju, "Huang Zun Tian now holds hatred toward you, level 2 stars." Han Ju decided, better to kill him completely and deter the green-clad sacred cult from further trouble. Dodging Han Ju's attacks, Huang Zun Tian was inwardly shaken. This man cannot be opposed. That last strike was impossible to defend against. Luckily, I still have my trump card. He activated a secret technique. Within a certain formation, the caster could be immune to hundreds of attacks, giving him time to trigger the teleportation array back to his headquarters. Breaking the formation is the only way to stop me. Techniques capable of hundreds of strikes in a blink are rare. I refuse to believe you have such an ability. But Han Ju was unshaken. He simply raised his sword to the sky. Thousands of swords appeared in the air. In an instant, they rained down toward Huang Zun Tian's formation in a storm of blades. Huang Zun Tian froze for 5 seconds, eyes bulging. 10,000 swords returned to the sect? How does he know this lost divine art? The mountain shook violently from the aftershocks of their clash. Those nearby, hearing the noise, rushed over. With such loud explosions, who could it be? That sounds more like screams of pain. The battle fluctuations are at the nascent soul level. We can't interfere. When they arrived, their jaws dropped. Nearly all the trees on the mountainside had been leveled. I think I know who did this. Back on the mountain with the inscription "Patience brings vast seas and skies," Huang Zun Tian's soul had been bound by Han Ju. The captive soul trembled and cried out, Who are you? How do you know the 10,000 swords returned to the sect, a lost art of that mysterious sect? Han Ju replied honestly, Chan Shan Zhao Zilong. It was the first time Huang Zun Tian had heard the name. Chan Shan? Which sect is that? Even the black-held chicken had no idea. Han Ju slapped him. Stop with the nonsense. I ask, you answer? He began questioning. Does the green-clad sacred cult have a grand elder? Yes, Huang Zun Tian replied, but he left. How did you become leader? Of course, I have my own abilities. On and on the questioning went until Huang Zun Tian was nearly in tears. Great One, can you spare me? I can join Yu Qing's sect, redeem myself through service. Han Ju hadn't expected him to spill so much. With a single thought, he sealed Huang Zun Tian's soul in eternal iron bars. The 6 paths soul absorption could both store and imprison souls deep within the caster's own spirit, either to protect or to confine. Han Ju told the black-held chicken, with Huang Zun Tian imprisoned, the green-clad sacred cult is no longer a threat. The chicken chirped happily, Master, you're the best. No more running this time. But their prisoner was far from happy. Behind those iron bars, Huang Zun Tian seethed, those damned elders. If I get out alive, I'll wring all your necks. A massive explosion erupted, shattering everything to pieces. Earth and rocks flew in all directions, and even the birds were startled into flight. As they ran, one subordinate asked, Great Elder, still no contact with the sect leader? The Great Elder replied angrily, Still nothing. More than likely. It's a slim chance they're still alive. The subordinate's voice trembled in fear. Then let's abandon this place. All disciples should return to the sect to defend it, and we'll send people to investigate news of the sect leader. The Great Elder fell silent for a moment, then nodded. That's the only option left. As they tried to escape, a streak of light suddenly shot between them. They stopped at once. Someone was blocking the path ahead, standing on a sword with an aura of overwhelming strength. It was Huang Jihao, arms folded leisurely, saying, Last time, you lot ganged up on me without honor. Today, I will wash away that humiliation. Tell me where your sect leader is, or none of you will leave alive. The Great Elder roared in anger, Huang Jihao. The subordinate whispered, I'll hold him off from the front, you circle around and strike from behind. But a cold voice came from behind them. It was Li Qingzi, whispering to each other. Planning your escape, are you? Another figure arrived, Quan Wugong, wearing a smug expression. I just got word from my men. Your sect leader went to ambush our Yuqing sect. But Yuqing's sect remains perfectly unharmed. Meaning your sect leader must have encountered that person. And as for why he hasn't come to your rescue, I think I don't need to explain, do I? At last, the green-clad sacred cult had no choice but to raise their flag and declare surrender. Meanwhile, back at the mountain where Han Ju resided, all was still peaceful. 3 pill jars sat empty on the table. With a sleepy expression, Han Ju thought, I've used up all the pills Xuan Qingjuan gave me. My cultivation speed is getting slower and slower. He lay back on his beanbag cushion, currently at soul transformation stage. 3rd layer, and sighed in boredom. It seemed even the spiritual energy in his cave had thinned. This won't do. Just as he was brooding, a voice called out, Elder Han, are you there? He leaned back lazily. Is that sect masterly? But the first thing he saw was Yang Tiandong's battered figure, clothes in tatters, body covered in wounds, leaning on a cane and trembling. After all these years. I finally meet you again, Master, he said, eyes brimming with tears. Behind him, Li Qingzi smiled. Fortunately, I did not fail. Your disciple is safely returned to you. Yang Tiandong threw himself into Han Ju's arms, sobbing. Do you know how much I've suffered all these years? Master? I always believed you would come to save me. That faith kept me going. Han Ju felt a pang of guilt. Sorry. The outside world is too dangerous. I didn't dare leave. Yang Tiandong clung to him. If it weren't for you guarding Yuqing's sect, even the sect master wouldn't have dared to risk rescuing us. You are my god, master. Han Ju, however, only cared about one thing: your snot is getting on my clothes. Still, he patted Yang Tiandong's head gently. You've done well. From now on, I'll teach you everything I've learned in my life. System prompt: Yang Tiandong's favorability has increased to 5 stars. The black-held chicken, watching from the side, became jealous. You dare compete with me for the old man's affection? But Yang Tiandong paid no attention, muttering, Master is the best. Li Qingzi suddenly cut in, Congratulations. All our Yuqing sect disciples have been rescued unharmed. But I have a few questions for Elder Han. Leaning closer, he asked, The spy I placed in green-clad sacred cult said their leader, Huang Zuintian, went missing near Yuqing sect. And just now, on returning, we found an entire mountain missing near the northern gate. Was that your doing? Han Ju tensed slightly. Li Qingzi's glasses gleamed as he grinned slyly. Elder Han. Han Ju thought something dangerous was coming, but instead Li blurted, You are my god. He ran in circles outside Han Ju's cave, shouting, You're our great hero. Thanks to you defeating Huang Zuintian, we could raid green-clad sacred cult's lair so smoothly. With a talent like you, heaven truly favors Yuqing sect. Han Ju shuddered at the flattery. Sect master, stop running around like that and go cultivate. Oh right, Li remembered. One more thing, our patriarch will return in at most half a year. Han Ju's eyes grew serious. The patriarch? Yes. And in 5 more years, we'll hold Yuqing sect's Millennium Founding Celebration. We'll invite famous figures from all sects to build connections, and we'll make sure they know Elder Han was the one who slew Huang Zuintian. Your name will shake the cultivation world. But his dream was shattered by 2 words from Han Ju, no way. Han Ju's expression turned cold. Do not let anyone know Huang Zuintian died by my hand. I don't want to appear in public. I only want to cultivate in peace. Li Qingzi protested, but that way, they'll fear you and won't dare target Yuqing sect. Han Ju explained calmly, Your intention is good, but I've already taken on plenty of karmic entanglements helping Yuqing sect. If they join forces and come for me, I can run, but what about Yuqing sect? Li Qingzi nodded slowly, True. In that case, we'll at least replenish your cave's spiritual energy. Han Ju frowned in suspicion. That's all? I thought my cave already had the densest spiritual energy in the sect. That's all we can do, Li admitted. The rest. We'll have to wait for the patriarch. With his cultivation level, he must have many treasures, and you'll surely get a share. They bid each other farewell. As he left, Li Qingzi thought to himself, Patriarch, please return soon. We can't handle this little ancestor for much longer. System prompt. You have successfully protected the sect and repelled green-clad sacred cult. Rewards: 1 spiritual treasure, 1 swordsmanship manual, and 1 egg of a luck-bringing divine beast. Han Ju's eyes lit up. I'm rich! System prompt. You have received 5th grade spiritual treasure, 9-star spirit stepping boots, manual, heartless flying sword, chaos heavenly dog, egg. Yang Tiandong gasped, Master, you just conjured treasures out of nowhere. Is this some kind of spatial magic? The black-held chicken muttered, and all high-grade treasures too. Master's running a wholesale treasure shop now? While they were still marveling, Han Ju said, Chicken, I've got something for you to do. With an evil grin and the egg in his hand, he handed it over to the black-held chicken. Realizing Han Ju's intention, the chicken begged tearfully, Master, please don't. But a chicken could not escape human treachery. In the end, the egg still had to be incubated by the black-held chicken.